A man charged with stabbing his victim 87 times is having his mental status reevaluated. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the News at 5. I'm Casey Watson. Ben has the night off. The trial for a man charged with capital murder for the heinous 2016 stabbing of an Enterprise resident has been delayed. Our Tiffany McGrath joins us live in the newsroom with more. Tiffany, what can you tell us?
Casey, the state has requested another mental evaluation for capital murder suspect David Cunningham, who allegedly bound and blindfolded his victim before stabbing him to death. The trial will not move forward until another evaluation is complete.
It bothers me because I love both of them.
Interviews from neighbors in 2016 about the fatal stabbing of 33-year-old James Hill reveals the emotions of that day. David Cunningham, charged with capital murder of Hill, was in court Tuesday. He allegedly bound and blindfolded Hill in his living room, stabbing him in the face, neck, and shoulders multiple times, and robbing him of his EBT card at Walding Apartments in Enterprise. At the hearing, an additional mental health evaluation was requested.
Typically, what we would expect from a mental health evaluation is, number one, to determine the mental status of the defendant, and we made a representation to the court that we were not ready to move forward with it because of an outstanding mental health evaluation.
The evaluation initially requested by the defense counsel was inadequate according to the state.
The report that we received back from the State Department of Mental Health was really inconclusive in terms of addressing all the questions that we had with respect to appreciation of crime for which he was charged. And
the trial will not move forward until the evaluation is complete.
To understand and appreciate his actions at the time of the commission of the offense, and then also to further evaluate whether or not the defendant is competent to stand trial.
The defense requested Cunningham's bond be reduced from $250,000. Judge Shannon Clark has taken the request under advisement. Prominent criminal defense attorney Paul Young was appointed this week as the second defense attorney along with James Tarbox.
A very heinous crime, one of very serious nature, and certainly one that we intend to pursue and to prosecute vigorously.
Now, due to the reevaluation, the case will be continued past the August trial term and will be reset at the court's convenience after the first of the year. News 18 contacted Cunningham's defense attorneys, but they were unavailable for comment at this time.
Thank you so much, Tiffany, and we know you will be following this. Now, continuing in Coffee County, Derek Harris, who was recently found guilty of manslaughter, has been sentenced to life in prison. Harris was charged in the 2015 fatal shooting of 33-year-old Felix Flowers at an illegal bar in Brundage. His defense attorneys argued it was self-defense. Harris's criminal background includes a murder charge of an elderly Clio man. He's also a registered sex offender. Harris is currently in the Coffee County Jail, waiting to be transferred to the Alabama Department of Corrections. Now let's go check with Scott Roberts for a first look at the weather. Scott, am I going to need my umbrella when I leave work tonight?
There's a chance that a few of us will need an umbrella, though. Overall, the activity on Action Radar is starting to die off a bit. There it is, light to moderate rainfall for the locations that are seeing rain, mainly in Geneva County, southern Coffee County at the moment. But right now, a little cell in southern Henry County is developing some lightning at the moment. But as we lose the daytime heating, we will see more of this die off. Where it has been wet, temperatures are in the 70s, upper 80s to lower 90s where it's been mostly dry. 87 degrees here in the Circle City. Still feeling like it's over 100 degrees for a few locations, mainly Eufaula, calling in with 104 degrees for the current heat index temperature tonight. We're going to be looking at mild temperatures. Lots of moisture is still in place. Lows will be in the middle to upper 70s by tomorrow morning, and another hot day is on the way for Thursday. As far as tonight's forecast, we will have some showers early on and then cooling off and gradually clearing out as we head into the overnight hours. More details on Thursday's forecast and the full weekend forecast in a few moments. Casey?
Thank you so much, Scott. And fire departments from all across Houston County say they have been very busy over the weekend. There were several fires throughout Houston County. WDHN's Donna Williams spoke with EMA Director Chris Judah about fire department volunteers. Houston County has 18 fire stations, which includes many in Dothan. There are 17 fire departments where volunteers who give their time and commitment to servicing their community.
Especially, they have really been busy. We in Houston County have had several fires, whether it be vehicle, structure, or outdoor grass fires. So that has kept the volunteer fire departments very busy.
If you would like to be a volunteer firefighter, our Donna Williams will have that information on how you can do this tonight at 10. Keeping it local and Enterprise, the Enterprise Lions Club helps some organizations out in a big way today. By donating to 15 nonprofits in the area, the donations in all total to $81,500. Lions Club Treasurer Charles Seitz says the donations continue to spread the mission of the organization.
The Lions Club is we serve, and we would like that message to get out and encourage all people that would like to serve with us to come join us. This is a once-a-year event, but we serve all year.
And these organizations have previously benefited from the Lions Club, but Seitz says other organizations can receive donations through the club in the future. Now let's check outside, courtesy of the Dirt and Digital Network. This is in Troy, friends. Pretty clear road tonight, but we will be back with Scott Roberts. Stay close.
You're watching WDHN News with Ben Stanfield, weather with Scott Roberts, and sports with Mike Erspan.
Hello.
1 2 1 2 3 4.
This evening we are tracking some showers and some thunderstorms on Action Radar, but really things are starting to settle down already across the region, and we'll see that continue as we do head into the evening hours. Light to moderate rainfall for us, but you can really see the intensity of these decreasing because there's not that much lightning associated with what is left, with the exception of what's just to the north of Houston County, to the east of Headland, drifting off to the east, and really that's starting to die off as well. Maybe some brief heavy rain associated with that out in Geneva, Coffee County, activity starting to settle down as well. Just some light to moderate rainfall with us this evening, and the clouds will be clearing out gradually as we do head into the overnight hours, helping us to dry out, but the temperatures will not be cooling off much at all. Temperatures right now are in the middle to upper 80s for most locations. The exception to that is 78 degrees for Enterprise, and out in Bainbridge, Georgia, 95 degrees, where it's been pretty dry. The rain was heavier a little bit earlier in the western part of the viewing area. That's why those temperatures are a little bit cooler, but the moisture levels have been increasing where it has been raining, so low temperatures tomorrow morning are going to be on the mild side, and that means temperatures this evening will be slow to cool off. We'll have some rain showers still on the radar early on, then cooling off into the 70s as we head into 10 o'clock and beyond, maybe cooling off into the middle to lower 70s for a few locations by tomorrow morning. As far as our storm chances, we're going to have some pretty decent chances tomorrow afternoon and into the evening with some activity that could be coming in from the north associated with an area of low pressure, a trough, and a cold front well to our north. Elevated storm chances overall will be with us Friday through Sunday, and with the hot temperatures, some of the storms each day, both tomorrow, Friday through Sunday, do have the chance to be on the stronger side, but widespread severe weather is not expected. Just be prepared in case that does change between now and then. And next week, high temperatures are finally going to be near average. The heat index temperatures are going to be coming back to reality, more like the middle to upper 90s as far as how it feels for us. High pressure is in control of our weather loosely, just the main steering mechanism for our storms, generally moving from the west to the east right now. But here's that front that I was just mentioning. This is going to initiate some showers and storms for us tomorrow that will be able to work their way through for us. The primary area for heavy rain and storms is to our north this evening, and for tomorrow, that will change. We'll start off the day overnight with a clearing sky, and then for tomorrow morning, a mix of sun and clouds through lunchtime. A few showers might be initiated along the coast, but then as moisture comes in from the north in the evening, we could have some pockets of some fairly heavy rain as we do head into the evening hours for tomorrow. Some of those do have the chance to be on the stronger side. We'll have more on that tomorrow. We'll be watching it throughout the evening and overnight hours, of course. And as we head into the first part of tomorrow, those temperatures climbing pretty quickly. Then it's in the afternoon when those rain chances will be the greatest. Overall, we can expect over the next couple days anywhere between a quarter to a half an inch of rain, maybe a few pockets of some higher rain amounts, and that will help temperatures to cool off a bit for your neighborhood. Overall, though, the steamy weather is going to be sticking around for a few more days. Saturday and Sunday, we have a downward trend in our temperatures. Same thing for Monday, and then right around average for Tuesday and Wednesday, which is, of course, the 4th of July.
Yeah, and I know those lower temperatures there, the 70s, those sure do look nice.
They do.
Maybe we'll be creeping a little bit closer to those.
It'll be nice, but hey, it's not October yet.
I know. But hey, it'll probably still be hot in October, to be honest.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Well, thank you so much, Scott. And Mike Gerspan and Sarah Drake have been covering a golf tournament all week long at the Dothan Country Club. It's the 69th annual Future Masters event. And the week-long event means big bucks for the sales tax revenues, and that's a good thing for Dothan. We'll be back with more after the break. Yes. Oh, well, we don't like horse shit, do we?
What's going on?
Okay, well, I'll be glad to write that down on my notes.
What, that you don't like that?
Yeah, you did. And it's all scribbly. So scribbly. It's okay. I got makeup all over my mouse pad. It's okay. Jay called me White Oak Watson today. Well, he called me White Oak. Yeah, it sounded like White Oak. Well, it sounded like White Oak from point of the conversation.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Garvin. Your local Future Masters coverage, sponsored by Lewis Smith Supply and Physicians Hearing Center. Sports segment, sponsored by A&D Automotive Group, located in Dothan and Enterprise. Well, welcome back, folks. Casey, I'm here with Sarah Drake, and we're at the Dothan Country Club, the beautiful Dothan Country Club, for the 69th annual Future Masters Golf Tournament. We got done with round 3, round 4 tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, I know, Sarah, you were talking to some of the 15 through 18-year-old competitors. Today was basically just practice rounds going on, right?
Yeah, that's right, Mike. The Future Masters Tournament is one of the most traditionally rich tournaments, and it brings in junior golfers from all over the world. This afternoon, I spoke to one competitor, and he said the reason he wanted to compete in the Future Masters is because of the history.
I'm a big golf history buff, and just looking back at the history of people that have played here and who's won this tournament, it was a big deal for me to see all the history that's in this one event that's only 3 days. So I think that was one of the main components on why I was really kind of drawn to play here.
The tournament brings new players every year, but it also has returning players, such as Patrick McCann from Tallahassee, Florida, who says he puts a lot of preparation into this tournament.
I go up to Glenarvan in Thomasville. They've got a great wedge facility there. So I practice my short game, wedges, everything inside 120 yards, and I try to put myself in situations that I'm going to find myself out.
John Calhoun and his son say this tournament means a lot for them because they were both able to play in it.
This is a special place and tournament, and everybody here is just so friendly and welcoming and hospitable. So, but to have a son playing here is just, it means a lot, and we love being here.
It's very, very special as well, knowing that he walked the same fairways as I did, years ago. It's a very cool moment. He always gives me advice, and it's really cool.
And Mike, the first group's tee time tomorrow is set for 6:30 a.m. So we hope that they are well rested for tomorrow, and best of luck to everyone competing.
I'm hoping my alarm clocks work. So, folks, I can get out here. And, speaking of the tournament, a lot of people, as well as organizers of other tournaments, Sarah, they are excited, especially about one competitor, and that is the grandson of Hall of Fame golfer Jack Nicklaus. In fact, a lot of folks, possibly even the Golden Bear himself, may show up tomorrow. Many will remember in this year's Masters Tournament practice round, Gary Nicklaus Jr. knocked in a hole-in-one. His famous grandfather says it was one of his most proudest moments he's ever had in the sport. Gary Nicklaus Jr. tees off at 8 o'clock Thursday, tomorrow morning. Evelyn Thornton's late father-in-law started the Future Masters nearly 70 years ago. Now, if Jack Nicklaus arrives, Miss Thornton says it'll be a highlight for the 69th annual event, but she also wants his privacy to be respected if he does arrive in Dothan.
His being here would have full respect for his opportunity to watch his grandson play and not overload him. I'm sure you would appreciate that, and not make him feel like he had to be the center of attention when that's not what he's here for.
And And an interesting side note, Gary Nicholas Jr.'s father played in the Future Masters tournament as a youngster in the 1980s. WDHN will be on the links for tomorrow's opening round in the 15 to 18 age bracket. Well, the week-long Future Masters tournament is not only a great sporting event, Sarah, but it also is a moneymaker. And a moneymaker for the city of Dothan. In fact, it will raise more than $600,000 in local sales tax revenues just for the economy here alone. Dothan Visitor and Convention Bureau numbers indicate that it pumps in, yes, that kind of money, and nearly $1.5 million for the overall Wiregrass. The event takes up more than 2,000 motel rooms in Dothan as well as Ozark and Enterprise. There's a field of 450 golfers along with their family, coaches, and out-of-town spectators.
It's a remarkable event for Dothan. We're hoping to have it many, many more years to come. As you know, it's the 69th year, and we don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. We're hoping for another 69 right behind it.
Now, this year's Future Masters tournament includes players from 30 states as well as 9 countries, Sarah. Social media postings has even increased the popularity of what we say is nearly 7 decades of play for the Future Masters. And I know golf is so important this week locally, but we got other sporting activities taking place here in the Wiregrass.
Yeah, that's right, Mike. It seems like Wicksburg's loss is Enterprise's gain on the baseball diamond this week. At Tuesday night's June Enterprise City School Board meeting, the board voted to approve the recommendation to hire Wicksburg coach Lee Hyde as the new Wildcat head man. Hyde has headed up the Panther program for the last 12 years, and several of his teams have made it to postseason state tournament play. Enterprise High Athletic Director Trent Trawick says Hyde will pick up from where J.D. Pruitt had the team. And also, Mike, there's news concerning EHS former baseball coach J.D. Pruitt. He has officially been named the new head baseball coach at Spanish Fort. Pruitt headed up the EHS program for 3 seasons and before resigning last month. This past year, the Wildcats finished with a 26-12 record.
And Sarah, the coaching carousel continues here in the Wiregrass. I don't know why everybody seems to be unhappy at their respective schools, but they're going to other schools. Well, less than 2 months before the start of the 2018 football season, a school in southwest Coffee County, we got so many viewers there too, which is great news, is looking for a new head man to lead their program. Earlier this week, Kinston head football coach John Cooper suddenly resigned his position. That was in his first term as a Bulldog coach. That was last year. Cooper's team went 5-5, a large improvement from a 1-9 mark in 2016. No word on Coach Cooper's future plans, but Kinston will begin the process of hiring their 3rd head coach in 3 years, and that's hard for consistency, folks. And in the major leagues, a rare afternoon in Hotlanta. I call it Hotlanta. It was 105 degrees on the field at SunTrust Park, so that is definitely kind of, I think, tough conditions to play in. Anyway, in the bottom of the 4th inning, with the Bravos leading 3-2, Dansby Swanson will single to center field and drives in Charlie Culberson. Atlanta now leading 4-2. But in the 7th, Cincinnati Scooter Jennett singles to center, scoring Scott Schleber. That cuts Atlanta's lead 5-4. Eventually, the Big Red Machine finds a way to win it by the score of 6-5, as we say in Hotlanta. And I don't know, how do you play base? How do you do anything in those kind of conditions?
You can't. Drink a lot of water. Stay hydrated.
I know. Well, that's like Scott told us earlier, you know. It's important to stay hydrated this time of year. Well, anyway, Casey, that's a look at sports and a lot of excitement, to say the least.
Thank you so much, and it's important to be hydrated year-round, but we are going to take a look outside, courtesy of our friends at the Dothan Digital Network. This is 84 in Westgate. A little bit of traffic backed up right there, but we will be back with your Keeping It Local forecast next. Stay close.
Thursday's the 28th, and there is a full moon. Sunrise is at 5:39, sunset 7:50 in the evening. Good conditions on and off throughout the day. Afternoon showers and storms will be with us, with high temperatures in the lower to middle 90s. Heat index temperatures will be topping out right around 104 degrees, and we'll be dealing with some rain chances for Friday and for Saturday. If you're headed out to the fairgrounds, temperatures around 9 o'clock will be in the lower to upper 70s. 30% chance of showers and storms by then. The highest rain chances will be in the early part of the day. Same thing for the next several days, actually.
And a big week of red snapper fishing for recreational anglers is coming up. And you can see here, friends, there are some sharks on your screen. The City of Orange Beach issued a warning to fishermen, and you can find out what that warning is during our 10 o'clock news. Or you can head on over to DothanFirst.com or download our app if you just can't wait to find out. So there's some big news coming out of Orange Beach.
All I see right there are sharks. I'm going to guess that's something to do with sharks.
So if your guess is right, your guess is right. It does have something to do with sharks and fishermen.
All right.
And red snapper, there's 3 pieces to the puzzle. Can you solve it?
No, I can't. I'm going to go to DothanFirst.com to find out more.
There you go. We'll see you there. Bye, friends.